everyone, I'm Jodi and welcome to my channel. I'm really glad that you've stopped by. So today's video is one that I don't take lightly, but these are products that I am breaking up with. Done, it's over, gotta go. So if you like these products and they worked for you, I'm really glad because they're obviously good products. They've been around for a while. I have just found that over a variety of applications, situations, heat, not heat, setting powder, setting spray, primer, none of the above, combination of some, they just don't work anymore. So some are foundations and some are not. So if these worked for you, I'd love to know in the comments how you use them to get them to work for you, because many of my viewers may have these products and maybe they're just not sure how to get them to work right for them, and hopefully they still will. But for me, it is time to break up. So don't call me, I will call you type thing, right? So that's where we're headed with today's video. The first one, and I'm just so disappointed in this for so many reasons, and I should know better maybe, but I would still think that for a makeup at any price point, if you are going to sell a product, it should be of a quality that people can take home and use. Now, I understand that the size of this palette would warrant a higher price tag than probably $10. So part of me feels like, what do you expect? But I did expect the product to at least stay in. So here's this huge, first of all, I mean, it doesn't fit in anything, though you can't even really store it. So that should have been my first clue that I do not need a palette this big. It's by LA Girl. It's their Nudie Cutie. Why didn't I just stick with my Natasha Denona? But I'm always trying to find something new. Anyway, it comes with this gigantic mirror, which I won't bother showing you because you know what a gigantic mirror looks like. But here's what's left of the palette after about 3 times. Now, these haven't been dropped from the second story building. This hasn't been like thrown around. This has been put in a makeup drawer and pulled out and in a makeup drawer. I mean, 4 of the colors are destroyed. I tried to salvage what was left. They literally just popped out of the holder. And it's a decent enough size holder that there's a good amount of product in there if the product will stay in there. But yeah, so really disappointing. Now I get that it's a price point of $10, but save the money on the gigantic mirror, like, and this huge palette, and put, you know, 5 or 6 quality eyeshadows in a palette for $10 that people at that price point can use. This is ridiculous and such a waste. Like, I don't like buying stuff that then I have to pick up off of the bathroom floor. So we're not just breaking up, we're like blocking from social media. Like, we're not ever talking again. That's the breakup level of that palette. Okay, now this next one I'm sad about because I'm a big KVD Beauty fan. I love a lot of her well, they're not hers anymore, she sold it, but Kat Von D, I really enjoyed the products because of their true staying powder, the thickness powder, the true staying power, and because of the thickness and full coverage of her concealers and her foundations, and that tattoo liner I really love. So when this new concealer came out, I wanted to give it a try, and I will tell you guys it's a doe foot applicator. It's a nice, you know, it's a nice consistency. Now, what I loved about it was how thick it was in terms of coverage. You can see how well it covers that freckle, and it does blend out. It is just so thick that it settles into every line and wrinkle, no matter how fine or unfine or large they are. And it looks really not very good on a more mature eye in a matter of an hour, if that long. So it looks cakey, it covers cakey, and it's not a good concealer for more mature eyes that I have found. Now, I've tried it with a really thick serum under it, a good moisturizer. I even blended this with a moisturizer to see if I could get it to work a little bit better, because I did want to help get some coverage. But what I have found is that if you want coverage under your eye and you want the coverage for discoloration versus to conceal wrinkles, then use a color corrector of a thinner consistency and then a brightener or a concealer just to brighten that area a little bit. But a concealer, this might be better if you have like a mole or something that's not in a fine wrinkled area that you just want to cover up for whatever reason, or if you have a little bit of redness maybe, this might be good for that. Again, as long as it's not in your lip area where we tend to get those fine lines from smoker lines, even if you're like me and not a smoker, or if you don't, like if there's some redness or something on the side of the cheek, an area that's not heavily covered with wrinkles, this might be better for, but I just was not impressed at all. So we're breaking up there. The next one, and I've given it more than one try. I've tried different colors. I've comboed it. I know this is a love of a lot of people, the Airbrush Flawless. Now the thing about this foundation, and there is the new one that's out now, I have not tried it. The reviews are sort of mixed for mature skin. If you guys have it, let me know. If you'd like me to do a review on it, let me know. I'm happy to. I looked at it the other day in the store and I'm like, I just am not in love with this one enough to give another formula of Charlotte Tilbury's foundation a try. Now, I do love a lot of Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, liners, lip liners, and eyeliners. I do love her Magic Cream. The foundation, the thing about this foundation is it looks beautiful the minute you put it on. It looks really, really pretty. It covers, it's got a nice glowy coverage, a nice glowy finish. It doesn't look bad at all when you first put it on. Now I've used it with a primer, as I do almost everything. And when I say primer, I just use primer around my nose areas and then a little bit on my chin where I tend to get a little bit of a like an orange peel type look. It's more rough through there. Just the pores are more defined there. So I do use a primer in just those certain areas. So I've used this with primer. I don't use a setting powder because definitely with more mature skin, that is it doesn't look good for me, especially under my eyes or anywhere with powder. And I just cannot get this to look good after, like I said, an hour or so. It just really starts to clump into certain areas. It pulls together. It looks blotchy. I just have not been a fan. And I've tried different colors. I've comboed it. And I even thought because of the thickness of it and the good coverage that it gives, would it be good as a concealer? I didn't find that to be the case either. So some people love this. If you love it, leave me a comment down below and let me know how you wear it. What the combination is. Do you wear it with a primer, no primer? Do you wear it with a setting spray, setting powder, both? I would just love to know because I hate to waste these, but so far, maybe we'll just be kind of friends for now, and we'll think about the breakup based on what you guys tell me. We might revisit this relationship. The next one, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of what? Why would you do that? But the Estee Lauder Double Wear, we're done. We've tried it. Guys, I know this is a fan favorite, especially for mature skin. I am not a fan. First of all, the fact that I have to pay extra for a pump and then the pump ends up looking like that is just, it's just so frustrating. And no matter how clean you keep this darn pump. So that, number one, for the price point of an Estee Lauder foundation, which they've sort of made their reputation on their foundation for mature skin, in fact, I've got two more colors. This is 4-in-1 and 3-in-2. And I've got two more bottles that are in my travel kit that don't match either. So number one, I have a trouble finding the right color. And number two, I just don't think it covers well. And they say it's buildable, but the more you build it, the thicker it gets, which stands to reason. I wouldn't expect anything different, but it just does not look good at all on my skin. So again, I'm curious, for those of you that love this, why do you love it and how do you wear it? Now there is the newer formulations of this foundation that's out. I just am like, I'm not trying it. I have other foundations that I love way more that I don't see any need to change. So I have decided to not try that new formulation, but I'd love to know what you guys love about this so much because clearly a lot of people do. I just am not one of them. What I have loved more than anything recently is, I'm a big fan of the YSL 48 or all hours, not 48 hours. What do we need foundation for 48 hours for? I'm in bed after like 12. No, not really, but definitely not up 24 or 48. So the All Hours Foundation by YSL, this has been a favorite of mine. Now, because the look for spring and summer is much more dewy and glowy, I have been mixing this with that Halo by Smashbox. That's a primer, and it's a plumping primer as well with hyaluronic acid. So that turns this into that perfect foundation, in my opinion. It's a full coverage, but doesn't look heavy, and it's got a nice glow to it. That's more for every day. If I do want to go out for a special occasion, or I want to turn this into more of a night look, I have been loving mixing that foundation, the YSL, with this iridescent illuminating fluid by Chanel. And this is stunningly beautiful. And I ordered it when I ordered the new #1 Chanel foundation. And it is just beautiful. Now, sometimes I will mix that with my foundation, just like a pump of the foundation with a half a pump or so of that, and mix them together and just get a nice glowy look, which is what I have on today. Or what I've done also is just after I've put on my foundation, just take a few pumps of that and just put it right along my cheekbones for just a little extra shine right through there, or glow, while the rest of my face is more of a semi-matte. And that's been really pretty for like an evening wear. So I think this, does this come in? This says it's in an ivory, so it must come in other colors. If you want a darker color, you might want to check that out. Again, this was on the Chanel website is where I found this when I ordered that other foundation. So those are the products that right now we're just gonna have to break up with and say, that's it. So if you guys have a product that you're like, yeah, I just don't think this is gonna work for me anymore, or gosh, this just wasn't a good buy for me, I'd love to know what that is. So if you want to leave me a comment in the comment section below, just so we can sort of gather more knowledge from each other so that we can make the best informed decisions for our unique skin and our unique situations, that would be super, super terrific. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you save some money. But again, if you love some of these, and I know a lot of people do, I would love to hear how you wear them. And maybe I can, like I said, maybe we can take them out of the friend zone again. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.